Neil Jacobs, probably smiling. It's been long Bitcoin forever. How are you, Neil? Welcome back to Face.
Uh, Thanks for having me, Dale. It's good to be
Uh,
here.
it's great to have you here. You know, you talked about you've been long and right for a while, and we're at this got up to almost 40,000. Tell us what's new. Any new developments besides the ETF, or what's really driving action in Bitcoin on this bull move that we've had so far.
Yeah, we got more buyers than sellers.
Okay.
Yeah, other than
Not right now.
I think a lot of the selling has been exhausted over the past couple of years with all the
Yeah.
crypto scams, the FTXs, the BlockFis, everything kind of got washed out. And I just think there was seller exhaustion at a certain point, and we're starting to see the floor for Bitcoin rise again. And yeah, the ETF news, I'm sure
Yeah.
that is causing some people to kind of FOMO in. You have the Bitcoin halving coming up in April. So there's a lot of buzz around that. So yeah, there's a lot of good things pushing Bitcoin forward. And obviously, for me, the day to day, month to month price moves don't mean much. I'm in this for a decade, multi decade play.
Okay. So, and you're always buying it and
Always buying it.
not being price sensitive. So, what do you do, like, with any income that you generate in fiat, like with your t-shirts and any other enterprise you're in, you just convert it automatically to Bitcoin?
Yeah, not all my fiat, but I do dollar cost average into Bitcoin every month. I've been doing that for years, as far as I could
Okay.
remember, like
All
three
right.
years.
Well, I think it's important because when you get these kind of moves in Bitcoins, that even the alts are catching a bid. And I want our viewers to know that you own Bitcoin and
Correct.
you're tired today,
No,
um, or you have
I'm not.
allergies.
Yeah,
Anyway,
maybe it's allergies.
yeah, that you're a purist and you don't go to any of the other cryptos, not even, the majors like Ethereum. Why don't you tell people why you don't buy things like Ethereum?
Yeah, it's not even being a purist. It's just Bitcoin, uh, kind of, we have called a lot of things money throughout human history, but Bitcoin has really perfected that, or at least come as close to perfect money as possible. And all these other things are kind of they're imitators. They don't have the value proposition or the network effect that Bitcoin has. So I don't really see the value in them. So it's not some stubborn purity test. It's just that Bitcoin has solved the money problem, and these other things don't do anything useful
Yeah.
except maybe they're gambling tokens, right?
Okay. All right. So that's be warned. I know people trade them because they're so volatile, and there's you could get three, four, five bangers on some of this stuff, but you could also get buried in it. Do you have
Yeah,
friends and yeah,
traders
go
love
ahead.
volatility. Traders love volatility.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me. Um,
Okay.
but over the long term, there's no actual value in any of these other than Bitcoin.
Okay. So let's take a long-term view.
Yes.
All right. So there you go. That's pretty long term. It's a monthly. So I
Yeah,
believe you're
you Dale, you need to tell me how this chart's looking because you're the chart guy.
okay. Well, short term, I think we could, okay, because I don't trade off monthlies, but if you want to know, there's this thing called relative strength, okay, and all
Yeah,
the
the
way up.
RSI.
Okay, so here I'm going to teach you the real simple implicator. So when a
Okay.
market and momentum confirm, which they both did here, right? New high in Bitcoin, new confirmed by a new high in RSI. Okay, then we move sideways. and we made a new high here, but we did not make a new high in momentum. So
Uh,
that's your first divergence. Okay. Then we had this little pullback, and now we've rallied to new highs
but
with
haven't
the
made.
RSI putting in its second lower high under 70, which is a key reading for me.
Ah,
This is a sell on a trade for,
oh,
maybe 3,300, maybe 30,000. That looks like where we broke out. But to me, it looks like we could get a pullback at least to, some of these moving averages here.
oh,
So
okay.
that's a bearish, it's called divergence, little, topping formation, and hold off on your dollar averaging until we get into the low 30s.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not going to hold off, but
Okay.
it's,
But anyway,
I,
that's where I
but it's,
think it could go.
I always like listening to these
Yeah.
analysis.
Well, yeah, I wish I had gone your route and all I had to do was listen to it. So anyway,
It's a lot less stressful to just have a long-term outlook and not have to trade this day to day.
you are exactly right. And some people thrive on that though, the adrenaline and short term, and they love it. Know thyself. So, I loved
Yeah.
it more when I was younger. Then
Yeah.
I'm moving more towards what you're doing. I'm looking to buy, miners and Bitcoin, and kind of hold it. I'll buy it. I still don't own one, so 32,000. I have to consider it there. But you're right. So what do you do with the day? You don't watch the price. What are you busy doing during the day?
Oh, so
You know.
I have some news for you. So I started working for Swan Bitcoin, which is a Bitcoin
Oh,
company in the space. I
yeah.
think I
You
mentioned
recommend
it to you.
you
I
recommended them to me.
I
Yeah.
did, and now
Yeah.
I'm working for them full time actually as head of brand engagement. So I basically help curate a lot of news for their Twitter feeds, help with marketing, yes, and marketing strategy, mid and long term.
Oh, no wonder you're tired. I mean, this is the most tired I've seen you look because you're actually working.
Nah,
Huh?
I used to be a CPA, so I was always working and just got
Oh,
a
okay.
tax
Yeah.
season and this job I literally started the job the beginning of October. No, the reason I'm tired, I just got like 6 hours of sleep. Um, but yeah, I'm still happy here.
All right.
I could talk with you another 3 hours, Dale.
All
Doesn't
right.
matter.
Well, then let's talk about Swan Bitcoin, and
Sure.
I was I'm a neophyte. I hate the word newbie, but actually, I did contact them, and they're very good with follow through emails, especially if you didn't follow through. And you feel good about the security of the place of holding funds there. And if you do, why?
So Swan is a broker and they use custodies. They're actually building out their own custody solution. That's going to debut, I think, within a year's time. I'm not sure the exact time frame right now. But yeah, I know the people that work there. I know their commitment to Bitcoin and the ethos of Bitcoin. So I feel very comfortable aligning myself with them. And, as I've always told you, Dale, no matter where you buy your Bitcoin, you should always be self-custodying it. So it won't, long term won't matter where you're buying. But like you said, the customer support at Swan
Yeah.
is second to none. That it's
So they'll
really
help they'll help people walk them through self custody.
absolutely. I see all the day-to-day um, things that come up, and I see how quick our team is to getting back to people. So, yeah, I mean, I would recommend Swan to a neophyte or an experienced person.
Okay. And as far as anything happening with, I saw there was a big regulation package that was going to be coming. I think Senator Warren is pushing it. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, so they're just Senator Warren hasn't really been a friend of crypto or Bitcoin in general. Going back as far as I could remember, she called it valueless, that it was like air, which is kind of funny. If it's like air, why do you need to regulate it so much? But yeah, her and FinCEN are trying to put in laws that basically make using Bitcoin in the United States very difficult. So there are a lot of people fighting this. I think there's been 1,000 comments sent to FinCEN. I know there's other people behind the scenes considering lawsuits, other people and companies. So there's a lot of pushback on this. And, all these laws, they don't do anything to Bitcoin. The network is still going to run. But it's more what they do to Bitcoiners, especially those in the US. So it's
Well,
important.
you're in the
Yes.
US. Okay, so um, how are they trying to hamstring you to make it
Uh,
more difficult? In what
so there's
way?
certain thing about like using Bitcoin in terms of the way you manage your wallets and your addresses and where you're keeping your Bitcoin, reusing certain wallets, not reusing certain wallets. It's really an invasion of privacy and it's unconstitutional. Uh, and I don't think this will hold up. We may, it's going to be a fight. Um, but like I said, Bitcoin's going to be just fine. It's just Bitcoiners have to kind of step up and make their voices heard.
Okay, so because they don't want Bitcoin to compete with their own CBDC. You think that's behind it?
There's a lot of things at play. Elizabeth Warren has, ties to the banking industry. So maybe there's people in that industry pushing back. Maybe it's government people. Maybe they're one and the same. Uh, but ultimately, like I've said over and over, long term, this doesn't concern me, especially for Bitcoin. But it's still important that Bitcoiners try to make things as easy as possible for themselves while living in jurisdictions like the US who try to make things a little more complicated.
Do interest rates have any impact on it?
On the price of Bitcoin,
Yeah, on Bitcoin, just the whole ecosystem.
there's a lot of people who like to think so. Um, I'm not like a huge macro guy. Like I said,
Yeah,
I, I mean, I find it all very interesting, but I'm a
it's
long.
not correlated to anything. It's
Yeah, some
proved
people
that.
try. People try to correlate it to things. For a while, they were saying, "Oh, it's like a tech stock. It's very correlated to the Nasdaq." Then we see
Right,
that decouple for a
right,
substantial period of time. I've seen
right.
Bitcoin rise when interest rates are low, and interest rates are risen
Yeah,
or rise. Uh, I, you would think a looser monetary policy would mean Bitcoin goes higher, and a tighter one would mean it doesn't go as high or goes down. But like I've said, I've seen it do many different things, and the people that understand this asset aren't thinking what Jerome Powell's doing on a month-to-month basis. They have a long-term view in play.
okay. Um, More adoption with a lot more Bitcoin machines going on, eight Bitcoin ATMs out there. Is Are people using them?
Yeah, I don't know how much the Bitcoin ATM, if it's just a nice correlation, but you look at things like Bitcoin miners and the hash rate, meaning how many computations per second are happening or are constantly going up. We're seeing more and more adoption around the world in places like Africa, South America, and in the US. So I'm very confident for the long term health of Bitcoin. Uh, so yeah.
Why don't you move to El Salvador with Max Kaiser?
I actually met
Why are
Max.
you smiling?
No, because no, because I just actually met Max in person, which is for the first time about a month and a half ago, which is funny
Yeah,
because I've been in the space a long time. We've been at certain places at the same time, but never had a chance to talk. Super nice guy, a little quieter one-on-one than he appears on TV and on Twitter. Why haven't I gone to El Salvador yet?
yeah,
Um, my roots are here in Florida. I got family
yeah.
here. But yeah, maybe one day I will, have a place in El Salvador or move to El Salvador. I really love what they're doing. in the country in terms of trying to put an emphasis on technology and Bitcoin. Um,
Okay.
you know, there's a lot still to play out there, but I'm happy we're seeing a test case where Bitcoin is legal tender to kind of see how it all plays out. Regardless of whether El Salvador succeeds or not, I don't think that's, like I said, going to have an impact on Bitcoin um, negatively in the long term. But it is good to see a country kind of moving in that direction.
Okay. So you want people to contact you, Neil, and you can introduce them to Swan.
No, leave me alone. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so with Swan, you can, just DM me on Twitter if you have any questions. You could also DM the at Swan Bitcoin handle, which is like our client services Twitter handle. We also have the at Swan account. If you're not following that, Dale, make sure you do. It's all about like the latest news. There's some macro, mostly Bitcoin. I help run that account. So yeah, you could always and you could reach out to support, go on the website as you
Hey,
said.
follow me so I could follow you back. Okay,
Oh yeah, I'll are
on
you
that
saying yeah.
Forex
So
Stop Hunter. Yeah.
sorry.
So so
Um
okay. All
yeah,
right.
no,
Well,
I was just gonna say you can message me there. And also if you're looking for some Bitcoin merch, I still got FOMO21.com going. So you could check that out too.
okay, Neil. Thanks for after a short night of sleep making it here. Although you are getting up 3 hours later than me. Can you
Hey,
imagine? Can you
I
imagine?
could stay longer if you want.
4 a.m.
Oh
is
my
when I
God.
get up. So
I didn't know that. I didn't know you're on the West Coast.
yeah, so the left coast, and I think President Xi bought San Francisco. I don't know if he got the whole state or not, but he was here. And
Yeah,
you
I've
know
been
what?
seeing
What?
I've been
All right,
seeing some.
let's. What about pandas? Would panda bear repossession affect the Bitcoin market?
I don't know where we're going with that, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
stay away from that
All
one.
right. So Neil, thanks. I wish you a lot of success and with Swan, and they're lucky to have you
Well,
because
thank you.
you're
I'm lucky to be a part of their company.
yeah, you're an excellent ambassador for the product and the new wave of well, Bitcoin's not new to in the markets, but still new to millions of people across the globe.
Yeah.
So I hope that everything goes well there, and you guys keep growing like a mushroom.
Me too. Thank you for having me, Dale. I really appreciate it. We'll have to schedule this again. It seems it's a good thing to schedule an appointment with you. The price of Bitcoin goes up from interview to interview.
Okay, well, good. We'll start. I'll put up a Bitcoin chart and put an N under the candle of every time you were here for Neil.
We need to chart that out. I want to see for next time.
You you do it.
Oh, you want me to do it? All right. We'll
Yeah, I
see.
want you. Yeah.
You're the expert with the charts and the trading views. So.
It's just a candle. Just it takes a little legwork. Anyway, Neil, thank you so much. Have a great fall and winter season, and let's talk next year. Where do you think Bitcoin? Take a guess. Where will Bitcoin be in Feb 2024?
February 2024. Well, I was asked to make a prediction on where Bitcoin will be by the halving, the Bitcoin
Okay,
halving,
that's
which is coming
April.
in, it's April, so only 2 months later.
Yeah.
I said $80,085. So there's no rhyme or reason for that. I just pulled that, out of my pocket.
All right. Well, it's
Um,
on tape. It's on tape here now too. All
but yeah,
right.
I have no idea. But
All right.
over the long term, up
That
and to the right.
you know what? I'm beginning to. I have no idea too about anything anymore.
Yeah.
About everything. All right, Neil. Thanks a lot. It was great seeing you and talking to you, buddy.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right. Our Bitcoin specialist here, Neil Jacobs. Follow
All right.
him at Neil Jacobs. Check out what he's doing at Swan and, educate yourself.
Thanks for
They're a
having me.
great, good company. All right. That's a wrap for me, everyone. Dollar Weekend Gold exploded. Maybe we have to, try this before we get a rally. Anyway, I'll see everyone to wrap up the week tomorrow. Good luck the rest of the day. You join the team in about, I don't know, 22 minutes for the morning edge. Surround yourself with traders better than you.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with Forex Analytics. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.